Kerala BJP MP and Union Minister of State Suresh Gopi and Kerala media are not in best of terms. Both sides have filed cases against each other in Kerala police. Their relation can be best described as a cat and mouse game. Media, the Tom, is always after Suresh Gopi, the jury. But Suresh Gopi, the jury, manages to evade the trap of media by his public support or popularity and his luck. Now, Suresh Gopi always accuses media of harboring vested interests. He feels that questions of media persons are loaded with meanings against him. He feels media houses have got a secret agenda against him. On the other hand, the media feels or takes Suresh Gopi as a quintessential Sanghi who cannot tolerate media, who doesn't believe in the relevance of media. They feel that Suresh Gopi doesn't believe in free speech. So they're always fighting each other. Remember, the BJP has got another Minister of State from Kerala, Mr. George Kurian. And surprisingly, media is not after him. So why is media after Suresh Gopi? Because he is the first BJP politician to win a Lok Sabha election from Kerala on BJP symbol. So it means that he is a very popular man in Kerala who has defeated both left front and UDF, Congress-led UDF. So that explains why media is focusing on him. Now, as a journalist, what is my takeaway from this cat and mouse game between Suresh Gopi and the media? I feel there is some truth in the doubts expressed by Mr. Suresh Gopi. But at the same time, he needs to remember certain other things also. He needs to refine himself also. He needs, the most important thing I feel is that Mr. Suresh Gopi lacks a proper strategy to handle media. This is number one. Number two is that he needs to be aware of what the developments in social, political and economic and other fields in Kerala. And he needs to be briefed about that by able people. He needs to remember that a politician or a minister is only as good as his team. So he needs to build a proper team of knowledgeable persons, of experts from different fields who will help him to handle the media. Now, about his complaints, it's true, the media doesn't like him. It's also true that there is a fair number of people who owe allegiance to the left in Kerala media. Or even I would put it like that, there are many card-holding CPM members also in media industry. It's also true that a large number of media houses in Kerala are owned by people who are leftists or people from minority communities or Islamic groups. It's also true. But before putting blame or passing the buck on those aspects, Mr. Suresh Gopi also needs to ask himself why Hindu groups fail to start media houses in Kerala, why Hindu groups fail to run media houses professionally, why didn't they open training houses to train media. So they also didn't do their duty, and now how can they expect others to help him? It's not somebody's responsibility. You should help yourself, then you may get help from others. You need to become strong yourself, then others will come and help you. So this is primarily what I feel. Now let's go to the bottom of the whole issue. Welcome to Insights. I am Hari Kumar. The fight between Suresh Gopi and media started even before Lok Sabha polls. Why? Media recognized or realized that Suresh Gopi is a candidate with a potential to win. They wanted to prevent that. It's true. I was told by some of my friends in media owned by Islamist groups even before polls that Suresh Gopi is going to win polls. Actually, many of his own party members couldn't believe that he will win, but his opponents knew very well that Mr. Suresh Gopi will emerge victorious. They only doubted about his majority, and he did very well by winning convincingly. So it was an authoritative win, nobody could question his victory. But at that time, then for the first time, there was some lady journalist filed a case against him, accusing him of making a bad touch. At that point, everybody who saw the video knew, realized that the accusation was far fetched. Public support was in Suresh Gopi's favor. Actually, the case created sympathy for Suresh Gopi, not for the lady journalist. Even in the media fraternity, the step taken by the lady journalist was interpreted as an unwise act. I don't know what happened, the current status of the case. I am leaving that aside. So that was before polls. Now, after elections, Suresh Gopi won convincingly. He has become a union minister. Now, he should not try to wreak vengeance on media people. Those days are gone. Now he is a union minister. Now he is not simply a politician. He is a union minister. He is a statesman. He he have had his vengeance by winning despite all the negative campaign unleashed by opponents and media houses. So he should not be pugnacious. He should not look like pugnacious. But now recently, when somebody asks him a question about the happenings or accusations of Malayalam film industry showing misogyny, immediately Suresh Gopi reacted like a wounded lion. It seemed that he is harboring a victimhood mentality. There is no need for that. Now he is a winner. He needs to be very confident. When somebody asks questions, when a normal journalist asks questions about him, about what is happening in Malayalam industry, the journalist actually expects some juicy criticisms against CPIM. Now, Mr. Suresh Gopi should also realize that it's not his responsibility to protect the tainted actors of Malayalam industry. Those people like Mr. Mukesh or others, Mr. Ranjit, against whom very serious allegations have been raised by women. Mr. Suresh Gopi needs to think that his own brethren, his own film fraternity, didn't raise even a little finger to help him when he stood in polls. They didn't come out with support to him. In fact, they unleashed criticisms against him. Not even the so-called impartial Mr. Mohanlal said a word in his support. When he faced attack from media before polls, none of his colleagues tried to help him. Then why should Suresh Gopi move or defend his colleagues? They are now having their comeuppance. They are now experiencing the nemesis. It's not Suresh Gopi's fault. Let them have the nemesis. So please don't try to protect somebody unnecessarily. It's not your responsibility. And now you are a politician, and you should, when your political opponents commit a mistake, you should have the courage to criticize them. This is a major aspect. Now, the media, this time I feel that media asked the question because Mr. Suresh Gopi himself is an actor and he has not been featured among the list of accused. So he is a man of integrity. He can very well confidently could have replied, but instead of that, he should not fight against media. This is not the time to fight media. When they commit some mistakes, you fight them. It's true that before polls, Malayalam Manorama published a cooked up survey in which they said they found that Suresh Gopi would finish a distant third in Thrissur. But by winning, he has had his revenge. There is no need for any other revenge. So please don't think like that. This is number one. Now let me come to the point of answers of Suresh Gopi. I have attended a couple of meetings of Suresh Gopi. I have found that not media, even when questions were asked by people from other sections, when somebody asks about cheese, Mr. Suresh Gopi replies about chalk. Perhaps I think he lacks proper knowledge of many things. I'm not blaming him because, as a politician, as a minister, he is not expected to know each and everything. Now, there he needs the help of people, a proper team, a media advisors, political secretaries. Now, they will brief him every day. That is how all major political leaders are doing. So, he needs a good team. He needs to build a good team of knowledgeable people. Let them help him, and I'm sure he will be able to ride out these controversies with the help of them. That is one important thing. Now, another important fact is that I always feel that Suresh Gopi has a hangover of his characters. Many of his characters, like Bharat Chandran, have grown bigger than him. This is actually a compliment also. Now, in real life, actually, police officers are not behaving like that. Let him look at Tamil Nadu BJP chief Annamala. He was a very celebrated police officer in his real life. He was commissioner of police in Bangalore and another city also. Was an IPS officer. Now, if you look at the interviews of Mr. Annamale, you would be surprised to see how polite he is. Now, he always addresses others as sir. Perhaps that is a part of Tamil culture, and in Kerala culture, that respect to your opponent is not there. Perhaps that. But Suresh Gopi, I think he needs to learn from Annamale. This is an important factor. He also needs to look inwards. He also needs to view press conferences of BJP stalwarts like Atal Bihari Vajpayee, then Lal Krishna Advani, Arun Jaitley. Then he also needs to look at the press conferences of Foreign Minister S. Jayashankar. See how tactfully they handles questions, how easily they turns the tables on journalists. That should be the way he should handle media people. Of course, Prime Minister Narendra Modi avoids media, and Home Minister Amit Shah also tries to avoid media to a certain extent, though not up to the extent of Mr. Narendra Modi. Mr. Modi can afford to avoid media because he has grown too big. Mr. Suresh Gopi has not grown that big, so he cannot avoid media. All the other cabinet colleagues of Narendra Modi government, they always face media, but they have trained themselves. They have the skills, they have the knowledge, they have the team to handle media. But so Suresh Gopi needs to learn from those eminent predecessors, those eminent colleagues also. I still remember an interview of BJP leader Smriti Irani, who was a minister. She remembered when Vajpayee congratulated her for the way she handled media. Then Vajpayee said that words need to be remembered. Vajpayee said to Smriti Irani that you were very level-headed. You didn't discriminate any questions. Then you tried to answer honestly. You were not arrogant also. So it means that while answering questions, you should not be arrogant. You should not be seen as arrogant to anybody, including media people. There could be certain people in BJP and or RSS who would provocate or who would instigate Suresh Gopi to attack media. Now, this is a honeymoon period for Suresh Gopi. He has just won. So there is immense goodwill and nobody can attack him or defame him. But Mr. Suresh Gopi needs to remember that goodwill is fleeting, it is ephemeral. In the morning, public opinion will be in your support while you are having breakfast. But by noon, they could be opposed to you. And by evening, they will be totally against you. So this can happen. Many politicians have fallen. So you should always remember that being polite and humble always pays, not otherwise. The same people who now support Mr. Suresh Gopi will criticize him when they realize that his popularity is falling. Look at what is happening to Pinarayi Vijayan now, Kerala Chief Minister. Nobody earlier dared to raise a question against him. Now even his family is under attack. He doesn't have any word to reply. Suresh Gopi should not become like that. I think he has the potential. He was the first man to win from Kerala. So he holds immense potential. This is one aspect. He should realize his own powers, and he has the capacity, he has the ability to speak in English and Malayalam very well. I think he can even understand Hindi. He could probably improve his Hindi skills also. So that will catapult him to the level of a statesman. Now he should not, he should remember that media are not his real enemies. They are actually stooges of his enemy, at the hands of his enemies. His enemies, the real enemies, are his political opponents who are instigating media, or other vested interest groups who are instigating media. Media are actually stooges in their hands. Journalists are people who took up the profession to eke out a living. Like you defended film star, that's an industry that employs thousands of people. Media is also an industry that employs thousands of people. They don't have any, media journalists don't have any grudge against him. If anybody has a grudge against him, it could be media owners, not journalists. I mean, there could be a few card-holding left members or members of any Islamist groups or other political parties who nurse a grudge against Suresh Gopi for winning from Kerala, for altering the political scape of Kerala. But the real enemy is the political opponent. So he should wear some blinkers, like a horse is not allowed to look around while running. Now Suresh Gopi is on a political marathon. He should not look back or look at sides. He should wear a blinkers. He should be focused. Media he can handle. Let him study issues properly, develop a proper media team, and be always calm and composed, nonchalant. So this is the way he should handle media. I wish him best luck. Thank you, and meet you with another topic next time. Till then, goodbye.